Yeah.
Fresh mind.
Apex, Apex.
Get him. Send it to me, please.
Hello.
Angie.
Hey. I'm good. How y'all doing?
You know it's Prophet P.
What up, Prophet?
Yo, I be talking hella shit every week. I'm just saying every day of the week. I'm glad that you calling in on the calling because you.
I'm excited.
Are you excited?
Of course, I look forward to my talks on Monday nights,
How
8 to
excited
10.
are you?
Tell that to your voice, sis. Tell that to your voice.
Like really? Like
Oh, I am. I'm excited.
We are. We live.
Oh really? We live.
We
Oh,
live.
we live. Yeah, we live.
We on a situation.
Welcome, folks, to Crown Confidential. We gotta get better with the horns. I'm gonna do that one more time. All right.
All right, hold on.
All right. Welcome, y'all, to Crown Confidential.
Yo, the horns is going over on the back.
In our mind.
But I think Angie does it best. She go ba 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 ba.
Thank you. Those are my specialty horns.
I'm telling you, they real special. Oh.
Ooh.
What's your name, girl? Is your horns right?
That's your friend. I ain't talking to him no more.
See, what had happened was.
Welcome, guys, to Crown Confidential. We are super excited to be here with you. We have a great lineup for you this evening. Today we have Miss Angie in Tampa. I'm all jealous. Hello, Miss Tuesday. Miss Tuesday.
That's right. It's Tuesday.
Yes.
Levy. Wake up.
No. And we also have I'm gonna use my street term for you because I like Nussie. Does that work for you? So we have Nussie, right? She is the co-founder of I Am Perspective. So we're gonna talk this evening. I'm super excited. And we have Prophet here, who's over here in the background. Just want to give him a little shout out. He's shouting out himself. He's getting close to the mic.
Always talking crap.
We also got our guest Durgo over here in the corner.
Yeah.
Live and direct, right?
I'm high off that Apex takeover. Though.
Yeah, that Apex takeover is real. They're still in the building. Right. They are going to be in the background hanging out with us this evening. So I'm super excited about that this evening. I'm super excited about the lineup that we have this evening. So let's get into it. We want to give you some more dictionary terms that we utilize in our everyday vernacular. And so we're going to start with the first one, Angie. Stop at 5.
Stop at 5. Stop at 5. That's when you telling me something and I'm not really believing you. Like, this can't be real. This can't be real life.
It can't be real life? I like that.
Can't be real life.
Yeah, really.
I say stop at 5.
Stop
and
at
your
5.
response would be...
Big shout out to Bottle on that.
Right? And then the next one, right? So we got stop at 5, but then we hit him with the 6.
6.
6 is like...
That means it's real. That's real.
I'm not that it's real. Stop at 5 is stop at 5. 6 is different. 6 is real for you?
Yeah.
Nah. All right, I'll give you that one. And then the next part of our dictionary. I love this one that Angie brought up. So, my best friend, as you know, is Angie, and she is Haitian, right? So she doesn't know what bendición means. So say it, Angie. You have to say it. Say bendición.
Bendición.
Bendición, yeah.
I always saying it wrong.
It's so funny. It's so funny when Angie comes to the family's house. You
Yeah.
know, she comes to and she goes and greets my aunt. She's like Bendición. It's like,
Yeah,
she
like-
can't get the Bendi like part. She's
Yeah.
like Bendición.
Yo, yep. She says it like a real thug too. Like,
Like
you're not supposed to
bendición.
say bendición. Like you're supposed to say it with care
Like
and you know with
bendición.
God. And she be like bendición. Like she want horns on it and
Did
I
you
want to
stuff.
like-
get my
wait.
enunciations right.
Yep. Nah, you got it. You got the pronunciation right. It's just the levels, right? Bendición. What does
You make it
bendición
sound
mean?
I'll work on that.
Yeah, so bendición, it's really a greeting in Spanish that, you know, we use for, I wouldn't even say the elders, because at this point I'm getting to the age where the kids are going to start telling me bendición and I'm going to have to tell them to do something with their life, right?
Word.
So yeah, so bendición is just that typical greeting. So anyone that walks into a Dominican household, a Puerto Rican household, an Ecuadorian household, a Peruvian household, a Colombian, anything that's an Indian and that you know Telemundo's going to be rocking at 8:15, my word of advice is say bendición to the elders when you walk in, whether you know them or not.
Right.
It will get you a cup of coffee. It will get you a Metro card. It may get you some EBT food stamps. So say that bendición like you mean it, because it is a great offering, and it will also increase your street cred in the Hispanic community. So you may be able to get on like the Puerto Rican Day Parade float or something like that with a
Right.
bendición. Yeah, bendición.
You may get
You
some
might-
rice and peas and piñas.
You
Yeah.
might get
Pernil.
pernil.
Bendición.
You might get
I never
an
say
extra
right.
patele and shit.
Word. You
My
might.
tailors is popping.
Right, you might get an extra patele.
For real, for real. The next one in our dictionary, I used this last night. I'm part of that committee. Like, if we gonna go rob a bank, I'm part of that committee. If we gonna go get some shmoney, I'm part of that committee, right? So I'm part of that
Right.
committee. What's that, Angie? I'm part of that committee. I'm part of that committee is really like I'm with the shits. But it's a more professional way to say it. You know what I mean? So, you know, if you're in corporate America and you really can't pop that pop and they're like, hey, Megan, do you want to decorate for the party? You can say, I'm part of that committee, right? You see that level? And then you can say a real street like, yo, what's good? You down with this fifth? I'm part of that committee, right? So it's different levels.
Damn, you ain't even say eighth, you said a fifth.
Yeah. My levels. Oh, man. All right. So this is part of my story time. I'm just going to be real with it because the quiver was hitting. For our dictionary. Ayúdame with this one. So, Angie, you ready for this?
Tell me.
Tell them about Joanne the Scammer.
Ooh, Joanne
the
Scammer.
Scammer.
So Joanne the Scammer is that, we gonna be real?
Yeah, like, go ahead, like, put it out there.
So, you know, Joanne the Scammer is that's that code name that you want to put in the phone for a couple of things. Joanne could be very different things.
For
She
your
could be
big buddy?
that dude that's really
For your MSN?
not about the ish. But you gonna give him a nickname,
MSN.
Joanne the Scammer, because he's always trying to scam something.
That sounds like
Joanne.
times 2 MSN, big
Times
buddy.
2,
Make-
big buddy. Joanne the Scammer is also, you know, the exes that be scamming. Like, they be telling you one thing, but they be doing another. Like, oh, I love you, girl. But, like, your actions
Yes.
don't show it. So that's
Not
what we-
those. The X.
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 X is.
X.
Right? So, yeah. So, it comes up. I mean, fellas, you know, if you want to look in your phone, type in JOA and see what populates. See what populates.
Damn.
I've seen full pictures of the Joanne the Scammer character that's on IG. So yeah, Joanne the Scammer is those exes that are in your phone. I'm gonna have to come up with a new lock code, sis. This ain't happening.
You can't give all your information out and not expect it to like
Yeah,
You're
I'm gonna have to change the name.
I'll change it for you.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you later.
The scammer named Joanne.
Yeah.
Like something like that. The scammer named
Or
Joanne.
JoJo.
JoJo.
Let me shut up. Come on, I'll do it for you later.
Yeah.
We'll be sneaky later.
We'll be sneaky later.
All right, we'll be
I'll show you how
sneaky
sneaky I've been. I'll show you how sneaky
Oh my
I've been.
god.
Oh my god,
You
it's
got that?
Right.
Heard you. Copy.
Let's go.
All right, so that's it for our dictionary tonight. Give it up one time. I love the dictionary segment of the show. I'm part of that committee. Go ahead, Angie. I'm gonna pay you for. Do I have to pay you for sound effects, Angie?
Yes, we need to.
I need to pay you for sound effects. That's why
You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna download the app and I'm gonna make my own sound effects.
Word, you know what? And someone had given me some advice for me to bring in my own stuff. It's so
You can't do both. You can't do both. You can't do both.
Okay, got it.
And we're going to do our dictionary word.
A dictionary word?
Right. Copy.
Right. Copy. Yeah, right. All right, Angie. So, let's end with some story time.
Story time.
All right, Angie,
Let
you
me
go
tell you
first.
about my story.
Yeah, you go first
So-
because then Samantha will make fun of me about the second. Go ahead.
Low key, I made fun of you too, but I love you.
I already know what she gonna tell me. Damn, I'm walking on. Alright, I'm head out.
So I called my doctor's office the other day because I needed to make an appointment, and the lady was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. It looks like you owe a balance, and we were not going to be able to make your appointment until you make your balance." I'm like, "Really though? But I really need to go see the doctor." And she was like, "Yeah, and there's no partial payment. It has to be paid in full."
How much
You know how much my bill is?
How much was that bill, sis?
$475.
$475 to go see a doctor. See, in New
It
York,
was
you could just change
originally
it.
$975, but I paid $500 on it already.
Like in New York, you could just like hop from doctor to doctor and not pay because they're good doctors in New York. So I'll go, I'll go to Mount Sinai, I'll go to Maimonides, I'll go to, I'll hop. But in Florida, it's like very difficult.
It's that Florida insurance, man, because in New York, I didn't have these problems.
So you paid the balance.
I paid it, though. I paid the bill.
You paid. I'm not
Begrudgingly.
you proud of that. You paid the bill. I see you. You out here.
Begrudgingly.
Now you getting the sound effects for paying the bill. I'm part of that committee.
All of a sudden they start working.
All of a sudden they start working. No.
You know?
When you pay your bills.
When you pay your bills, right?
That's
So-
what happened. We paid the bills on the sound effects.
Oh, got it. That makes sense. Got it.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. So I'm guessing you got your appointment.
No! I paid it today. And she was like, "Oh, you have to wait 48 hours for it to update." I said, "Well, ain't this a..."
Ain't this a
I was like-
situation shit?
I was like, "Are you serious?"
Angie was speaking
I was like,
English,
"You want my
Haitian, and
confirmation number? I
Spanish.
got that." She was like, "No, you have to wait."
You have to wait 48 hours after you don't pay $475 to go see the doctor.
Right.
You don't understand. No.
Shoot, might as well just go to the emergency room then.
I mean, what for $1,000? I think that 4 doctors would have seen me by then. Like, that's crazy.
Right.
See what happened.
You know what happened was, so me being part of the petty committee, because I'm part of that committee. You know what I would have done? I would have rolled up on them with pennies, sis. All the pennies in the universe. I would have rolled up. I would have rented
his old
a truck. I
thing.
would have rented a truck. And I would have came up with all the pennies. And I would have had the ones that rolled up, not the one like, here, count that. That's $1.
Nah. You know that big old... Remember back in the day, it used to be that Coca-Cola bottle that you would just throw money in?
Sis, you would have done that. That's
It
even
was
more
like 2
petty.
feet tall. Just roll in with that.
But then you got to make sure that if the amount is right now, I would have made them. I would have definitely made them, for lack of better words, count that ish themselves. Yeah. Nah, son, nah.
Crazy.
Oh man, I don't even want to go into the story time, but I really think I should. Story time.
Story time.
Story time.
No, 'cause she's not even
So-
excited about it.
I'm not, because I'm mad embarrassed, but I'm hoping it's mad funny. So everybody on this Disney Plus ish, right? So I'm like, all right, let me get on this Disney Plus ish, and for me it's free. So if it's free, it's for me. I'll take 3.
Yes.
So I'm mad excited about it. I get on, Disney Plus, and I'm like hiding the covers, and for those of you that know, I'm going through some personal stuff, and so I'm underneath the covers, and it's like 2:30 in the morning, and I started watching The Little Mermaid, and I haven't seen The Little Mermaid since. That's not something I brag about watching. Like, oh yeah, last night I was watching The Little Mermaid. How about you? Oh, I was watching Real Housewives of New York, right? So I started all of a sudden, she's like, look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? And I'm like, oh my God. So now all of a sudden, the tears are coming. And I'm like, oh my God. And then she's like, I don't know when. I don't know why. And it's just like, I want to be where the people are. Yo, so now I'm bawling. Now it's like 2:30. I'm like, what do I do? So I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I'm like, let me get out of this bed. Let me go call my sister. Let me call my other half. So now I'm calling her. And it's like 2:30 in the morning, and I'm hysterical now, full-fledged. Like, I want to be where the people are. Mind you, I'm walking like I'm not a mermaid and shit, right? So I call my sister, and I was like, I have something to tell you, but you can't make fun of me and you can't laugh. And she's like, wait, hold on, let me get out the car because the Bluetooth connected. You okay? She know I'm going through stuff. And all of a sudden, like, she's like, what happened? What happened? So it gets mad quiet and I'm hysterical. And I'm like, you can't laugh at me. She's like, just tell me what it is. And she's like, I'm like, yo, so I'm watching The Little Mermaid. She said, what? You called me about The Little Mermaid at 2:30 in the morning? You had me jump out the car for The Little Mermaid? Like, you so sensitive. Like, you serious? And I'm like, man, I want to be where the people are. Like, you don't get it. Like, I want to single up. I want my prince. Like, you don't get it, sis? And she's sitting there screaming at me like, yo, but, you know, it's 2:30 in the morning. I thought something happened to you or your dog. I was like, no, man, I need you to not laugh at me.
And she was like, it was bad. Like, it was really bad. I had to be like, D, stop.
Yo, it
Breathe.
was.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Breathe. And she was like, but wait a minute. I was like, yo, but D, really? The Little Mermaid? D,
I
the
wanted
Little
to be
Mermaid.
where the people were, yo. I was going through some
And then
stuff,
I was
yo.
like, oh,
It was
do-
under the water.
I got
Like,
it.
what are you doing?
I was in
I
that
was like,
water.
D, please put on Toy Story or
2:30.
something.
Nobody fucking up.
Put Toy
Nobody
Story
up.
on the sign, please.
Nah.
She might cry to Toy Story too. You
Nah.
know what?
Yo.
Turn the Disney movies off.
I'm gonna have to you know what? If it wasn't for the fact that Verizon provided,
was-
shout out to Verizon, the plug that provided me the service for free, I would have discontinued my subscription already. Cause I got what I needed. Like that was it. Like I wanted to be where the people were. Like that was it. And I was really like, I was like. Up where they run, up where they
Really? She was still
stand
singing the
all
damn
day
song.
with the sun. I'm thinking I'm hitting notes.
Do you even know who Andy is at this point?
Ariel,
Andy.
Andy. No.
Toy Story.
Oh, do
Yeah,
I?
of
No,
course.
I
I know who
just watched
Andy is.
Toy
You don't know who
Story.
Andy is?
I know who Andy is,
Oh, I was
but
about to say.
Because you went from Ariel to fucking Under the Sea to fucking Andy to yo, we really need to up and beyond type
I was
shit.
I thought I saved the prince. I really
Like-
thought I was really looking for I was looking for a Dominican lady that was gonna take my voice and give me some mermaid fins so I could go under the water. Like
Yo, you know
I
what?
was really trying to
But
like
the show,
No, but no.
any day of the week, that's what's up.
Prophet. Here's the worst thing. 2 days later, we sitting there, we chilling, right? I'm
story
working.
time.
Story time. Here's my
Story
story
time.
time. I'm sitting in the car with her, and my sister, she got like this big ass, like one of those puffier coats, you know, it's really
Yeah,
thin.
she's furred
So
up.
she got the puffy coat on, and she only got like her eyes showing. And I see her on the phone. And I'm thinking she like, you know, maybe researching something. 'Cause my sister's always reading up on something. And I just see her with the phone mad close in the corner. Like, just in the corner. And I'm like, D, what are you doing? And she's just quiet. And I hear, keep singing. I swear to God, I heard it. Because I got really quiet because I was like, what the fuck is she doing? And out of nowhere, I hear him, and I was like, are you watching The Little Mermaid? And she's like, leave me alone. Yo, she put the coat down and her eyes were swollen because she was crying. I was like, are you kidding me right now? We've been together for 2.5 hours. You're not distracted?
Disney Plus. Disney Plus be having you in your feelings. I don't know what the next one is. I saw Finding Dory. I was okay when it came to Finding Dory, but I don't know what's next. Cause the real story time.
Story time.
The real breakup movie is Cinderella. Like, you know, I'm going through it. Like Little Mermaid, I'm going through it. I'm gonna come back. I'm a fish or whatever. You know, I walk. But Cinderella, if you catch me watching Cinderella at 3 o'clock in the morning, something's wrong. Like, I'm running. I'm trying to make sure I got my shoes on. I'm trying to make sure my wicked stepmother ain't there. I'm fighting 2 steps. Yeah, no, for real. Like, it goes
That's your
down.
breakup movie?
That's my breakup movie.
What, you,
That-
Nussie, you got a breakup
That's your
Disney
breakup
movie?
movie, Cinderella?
I'm mad that her breakup movie is Cinderella.
Cinderella when it's bad in the beginning and then Dirty Dancing afterwards because I'm, you know, I feel like...
Any Patrick Swayze movie.
I didn't even know that there was a breakup
I run on my
movie.
bed and then I like, you know how they have the lift? I run on my bed and then I just go like that because I know the bed will catch me. So I just jump on it and I'm like, yes, I'm flying. Like somebody's going to catch my
I didn't know that there
behind.
was a breakup movie. So if there was a breakup movie, I would have to say Mine's is Paid in Full. Mine is Paid in
So
Full.
gangsta.
Either Paid in
Paid in
Full.
Full.
Or damn, what's the name of that movie? New Jack City. It's either New Jack City,
New
Paid
Jack
in Full, or
City, that's a
Coming
good
to
one.
America.
Coming to America.
Coming
yeah.
to America, forget about it.
Yeah.
She's your
See,
queen
mine would be Billie Jean.
to be.
But you know they got that part 2 Coming to America. Right?
I know, I'm waiting. I'm patiently waiting.
And Rick Ross is that.
Ross's mansion, yeah, and
Yeah.
he has I think the biggest mansion in the United States of America, if I'm not mistaken.
That
Like
motherfucker got 8.
he got acres, like he got like if you
That
can
shit
equate
makes me
how
sick.
big it is, he has like his
made me
mansion is
sick.
as big as Staten Island.
It made
Like
me sick.
yeah, I
It
saw
made me
I saw
sick.
and I heard.
And he said
You
it.
better have an elephant on that.
No,
land or
but
something.
like real
Oh, that
talk,
land.
like,
You better have something. You better put that land to use.
Rick
You better have
Ross
an
was
elephant
like,
on that
they
shit.
came to me to do the Coming to America too.
Yep, I remember that
And
conversation.
it's like, yo, it is what it is. Stop playing.
That's
And
crazy.
that's all he said about the whole situation.
Yep.
I'm not gonna say nothing else.
I wonder if they're gonna film at the McDowell's.
I don't know what
Is
they're
that
doing,
still open in Queens?
but
McDowell's?
McDowell's, nah, that's
McDowell's?
been shut
Yeah.
down. Nah, that's been shut down.
Got shut down.
Shut down. Yeah, for real. Copyright infringement,
Because you know
trademark.
Queens, they don't support real shit.
No. Nah, because Queens get the money. They get the money the right
Yeah,
way.
dollar bill, y'all.
Alright, so we're gonna take a short break right now. We're gonna come back into our current events. Angie got some stuff that's popping out there. Got some. You guys want to stay tuned for these things that we're gonna share with you this evening. I'm super excited to be here with you guys this evening. It's gonna be so much fun. Dictionary was awesome. Story time was great. If any of you decide that you are going to at me on social media and talk to me about this story time and this Little Mermaid, feel free to, we could get in on the conversation about the Little Mermaid and about what it means to me and about what hit me up, guys. Hit me up on the social media. Tell me, what's your breakup movie? What's the movie that you break up to? We love you guys, and we'll be back in a few on Crown Confidential.
Face it. Yeah. I got the game on lock. Somebody come throw the cake. I might just drop the top. Let them all know it's me. I ain't got time for you. Know that I'm better than you. I think that it's time that you face it. I got the game on lock. Somebody come throw the cake. I might just drop the top. Let them all know it's me. I ain't got time for you. Sorry, I'm chasing this paper. Know that I'm better than you. Think that it's time that you face it. I ain't got time to waste. Know that my grind I take. You know, oh so serious, must be delirious. Think you can ride the wave. Must be Pinocchio. With all the lies you told. Mumble your rap, you just a big act. I sit back, enjoy the show. You ain't real, I don't fail. None of you fake, untalented rappers. No, I failed, spit that real. None of my team been known to be slackers. You don't fall, just take over. Head of my biz, thought they told you. Hundred the man, follow the plan. Win for your L's, they can't expose you. Feel like a dough with no muzzle, I'm buzzing, no rushing. I'm patient with God, but I'm running the game. Turn nothing into something, no time to be frontin'. I'm peeping these rappers, they all look the same. I feel like an addict, if I don't attack it, I'm going insane. Stay in my lane, no switching, no swerving. I'm sipping this bourbon, I suck up the pain. Like, whoa, Lord, please let them know. Standing on 10 toes. Hey, when they say that they seen it though, they ain't never seen this kid before. Checking my bomb, I'm ready to blow. Focus on bread, no time for these hoes. It's nice to take it, I'm on a different occasion. You might be hot, but I'm blazing. I got the game unlocked. Somebody come throw the cake. I might just drop the top. Let them all know it's me. I ain't got time for you. Sorry, I'm chasing this paper. Know that I'm better than you. I think that it's time that you face it. I got the game on lock. Somebody come throw the kick. I might just drop the top. Let them all know it's me. I ain't got time for you. Sorry, I'm chasing this paper. Know that I'm better than you. Think that it's time that you face it. Hold up. I can't stop for nothing. Topic of discussion. You know I'm bringing flame. Swear I can't be tamed. They don't want me winning. I can see it on their face. No suit, no tie about business. If it ain't, I can't relate. I'm the realest in the room. Young lieutenant with a pack of goons. Game on lock with a master plot. Everything stop when I'm coming through. I can't lose if I came from nothing. You can't win if you know you bluffing. Waste my time cause I know you frontin'. Love with money cause you know I'm cuffing. Cash, we ain't the same. We ain't the same. Hold up. I got the same game. Came from the pain. never been plain. Leaving my stain, look in my eyes, you know I'm a rise. They're gonna despise, no matter the lies. Against all the odds, I'm changing the time, cutting the pie, giving them more than I ever did. Grinding overtime for my little kid. Make it big, never did it small. I'ma shine big over all of y'all. Making the calls, balls, came with the sauce, cold. They cannot defrost, hitting the non speed, whatever it costs. Know that you're taking this loss. I got the game a lot. Somebody come throw the cake. I'ma just drop the top. Let them all know it's me. I ain't got time for you. Sorry, I'm chasing this paper. Know that I'm better than you. I think that it's time that you face it. I got the game a lot. Somebody come throw the kick. I'ma just drop the top. Let them all know it's me. I ain't got time for you. Sorry, I'm chasing this paper. Know that I'm better than you. Think that it's time that you face it. Hold up. Hold up.
What's up? What you doing?
Nothing, boy, chillin'.
You already know I'm trying to come see you.
Alright, hurry up.
Alright, I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Better stay up too.
Alright, honey.
Late night, you already know how I'm feeling. Know I shouldn't drink or drive, rather go swimming. Know when we clash, water gon' splash. Know your ex mad, too bad, better wishing. I'm just trying to shock your nerves, so I'm something different. Hitting up your line, better pick up in an instant. No hesitation, you know where my place is. Cancel all plans, man, it's time to handle business like twisting up your legs like a pretzel, girl. Like they doing Auntie Anne's. Trust I beat the kitty up to the beat, babe. You would think I let it bend. I got what you need, you got what I want. Got no time to front, let me dig deep. Trust I won't waste your time when I hit your line. Wake you up just to put you back to sleep. It's nothing. What's up?
When I hit your line, it's going down. When I hit your line, it's going. When I hit your line, it's going down. When I hit your line,
it's an emergency, baby. I need you come right now. When I'm hitting the spots, I bet you come right now. When your friends they be tripping because you always be ditching their plans. Coming to chill with the man, hoping they understand. Whoa, it ain't me, it ain't you, baby. Gotta take two. You can invite your friends too. Oh, chill, I'm just playing. But if you're down for the vibes, then I'm saying I ain't playing. When I hit your line, baby girl, it's going down. It's a fight night, might bite your ear in around like Tyson. Spend the night then till the morning. Call a sick day for some foreplay. I'm going in. I ain't got no chill on my button. I'm trying to do something, don't care if it's 3, 4, 5, 6 something. AM to PM, the weekday, the weekend. I'm hitting your line for some late night creeping. Digging your spine, no time for the speaking. We gon' get straight to the biz. Don't play with the kid. Better pick up first ring when you see who it is. Girl, you know what it is. It's going down.
Hello?
Yo, what's up, baby? What you doing?
Nothing, what's up, baby?
Ain't shit, chilling right now. I'm trying to see you right now, though.
Alright, no problem, babe.
when I hit your line, it's going down. When I hit your line, it's going. When I hit your line, it's going down. When I hit your line, it's when I hit your line, consoling your mind. You know I know what to do. You say your friends just left the crib, and I creep up upstairs, and you know what we do, baby, yeah. When I hit your line, it's going, baby, it's going down, down, it's going. When I hit your line, it's baby, when I hit your line, it's going down. When I hit your line, when I hit your line, baby, down, down, down. When I hit your line, baby, going down, down, oh down.
Hello?
Yo, what's up? What you doing?
Alright, honey.
Late night, you already know how I'm feeling. No, I shouldn't drink and drive, rather go swimming. Know when we clash, water gon' splash. Know your ex mad, too bad, better wishing. I'm just trying to shock your nerves, so I'm something different. Hitting up your line, better pick up in an instant. No hesitation, you know where my place is. Cancel all plans, man, it's time to handle business like twisting up your legs like a pretzel, girl. Like they doing auntie.
We back on.
Hello.
Hey, my bestie, we're back live. Crown Confidential is in the building. Super excited. We have a bunch of guests in the studio, and this is great. So we're gonna do some current events, and I would love for people to chime in and tag team, right? So Ange, hit us with the first article. That's not what's the first thing we should be in tune with?
Well, we're gonna talk about Colin Kaepernick.
Let's talk about that next. Yes.
So the NFL informed teams that this week they're going to hold a workout for Kaepernick, and some people are saying it's a PR stunt, like it's not real, it's not factual. And others have been saying it's just an opportunity to show that his absence from the league has been due to poor playing ability. He's saying, he's ready. He's stayed ready. He's been ready for the past 3 years. He's been working on his craft, working on his game, and from the clips that we saw, his on game is still strong. So there's a lot of fanfare. There's a lot of articles that are coming out saying that teams are dropping out, but then the NFL released that they have 11 teams lined up and more to come, and teams will be able to access the video, and the interview will be sent to all 32 teams. So we'll see what happens. We'll see, how it goes.
So,
but
I'm gonna chime in, and I'm gonna chime in hard because I've been.
I know you do. I know you're a football fan.
My whole life, like the Little Mermaid. I've been waiting. This is my stance, right? I've been watching the NFL since I was 14 years old. I was introduced to it after my father was watching the NFL games. He was watching Jet games. I thought he was a Jet fan. I became a Jet fan. I'm a Jet fan. I don't want to talk about the Jets right now. I'm high off the one win that we got. No judgment. My thing about Colin Kaepernick is this. I respect him. I respect him for kneeling. I respect what it is. But my other piece, too, is like, I don't know. Don't y'all know when somebody's trying to play you? Don't you know when somebody's really trying to play you? And my thing is this. I feel like they already paid you the 50, 60 million. Because for those of you that don't know, and y'all ready for me to get on my bully, right? Because now I'm going to get on my bully.
Get in your bag.
Let me stretch out. Let me tell you something about the NFL that I love and I adore. The NFL is a non-profit organization. And it's been a non-profit organization from the 70s. And that means that they have not been taxed. And that means that they are out here making, and they're not making millions, they're making billions. These owners are not in it for that. One of the conversations that I remember Michael Kay having, and he was talking about, he was having it with Woody, that the Jets themselves were not a good entity for him to invest his money. So you have to think about it from an owner standpoint. They're investing money. And so for me, like, if you really wanted to be in the NFL, Cap, like, if you really wanted to be in the NFL and this was your thing, then you're going to make it your thing and nothing's going to stop you. And for me, like, I'm going to still knock on doors and break down those walls, right? Because I built an organization based upon relationships that I made. You cannot tell me in 2019 that you're not going to build relationships outside of that and that people are not going to not have your back. There are owners out there that want you, that are in need of a quarterback. You're not knocking on their, like, I'm going to go to your facility. I'm going to go to you game day ready, suited up. Like, if you really want it, you're really going to go out there and get it. And I respect him. And I respect this gangster. And I respect this craft. So hold me back from the mic. But if you want something, you ain't waiting 3 years for somebody to give you a pedestal and for somebody to give you, let me give you an audition. You know what, Colin? You got the money. Why don't you create a new NFL? Why don't you create a new narrative? Because we still going back and forth with these people that either don't want you or do want you, or you're also playing games. Because the other thing, too, is, like, in retrospect, like, you are a powerful individual that was able to get a significant settlement in the NFL, and I understand and I get it, right? I'm telling you that I understand people and that I get it. So me on this high horse and me on this tangent right now, I'm mad and I'm angry because we're constantly chasing people to validate us when we don't need no validation. Like, you already left the NFL and you still making money. You still paying your rent, your condo paid, the Range Rover paid, the landscaper paid, everybody paid. So my thing is, like, if you already have all this, make your own. Because this is the thing, ain't nobody coming to save us. And this is me telling you from one chick to another, like, they not coming to save us. Ain't nobody coming to effing save us. And this is a time where we get to save ourselves. They gentrifying Brooklyn. Ain't nobody coming to save you. You ain't going to PTA meetings, Mom. And this is for y'all out here who see me in these streets. I'm not in these streets. I'm in these streets, people. I'm there from 6 in the morning with your kids till right now at night because they up listening to me because they don't have people that are mentoring them. And I'm letting you know that if you don't take a stand for your communities, they're going to eat us alive. They're already gentrifying Brooklyn. Ain't no Brooklyn downtown. It's Dumbo, sis. Why? Because they want you to pay $1.2 million on that condo, sis. So let me tell you something. Mind you, some of the NYCHA buildings, like we heard last week, have the biggest embedded views, right? But we not investing there because we only paying $475 a month. Got you, heard you. But me, I'm going to create my own infrastructure. And this is the problem with us, that we are not creating our own infrastructures because we're either too afraid or too scared. The money is out there, people. So you ready to invest? www.heytherebeautiful.org. You can make a significant donation to us right now because I'm looking for that 10, that 20, right? And this is the piece. I'm not here. The thing is that when they leave you alone and they don't want to create a platform for you, this is the time to create a platform for yourself, right? The same thing with this radio, right? I'm here and I'm letting you know they are not here to save you. They're not coming to save you. So you got to make a piece of your own and take the pie like everybody else because you get to do what they done did when they did that. Make sense? Because they wasn't talking about reparations. Or they wasn't worried about you back then. They ain't worried about you now. So make your own because ain't nobody coming to save you. And I love you, Colin, for what you did, but you get to create your own and leave what it is where it is. Because if they wanted you, they would have had you. It's just like a man. If he wants you, he's going to come and get you. If a dog is hungry, he's going to eat. And if you hungry, you going to eat. So really hold that. Because I love you with all my heart. But if you want to create something, then create something. Why don't you have a mentoring program for young boys so that they don't get wrapped up? Because these young kids from the hood are going into the NFL. Why? Because of money. Because they need to feed their moms. Listen to Meek Mill's Dreams and Nightmares, and then you'll see what it is. Because that's what it is out there. And the thing is that we don't want to recognize that because we're too afraid. I'm not afraid to talk that talk. Y'all know my address. You know where. Google me and find out where I live so I can spit straight facts to you because ain't nobody coming to save you. And Colin, I love you to pieces, but you get to create your own narrative and not make this about anything but what it is your platform is about. If that's your platform, run with that platform. But all that other shit, I ain't got time for it. So what? Go ahead, Aaron.
Don't wait. All right.
That's a female.
Okay.
And the thing is that everyone always says, like, run, go be in a room full of dudes at that. Like,
nah, because everybody's always like, oh, run, go be a politician. D, you be a great politician. Listen, I am nobody's puppet and not all money is good money. I'd rather be broke and have a narrative than be having money and having your people's narrative. I'm not doing it, not with it. Not with it. Not with it. And it angers me because there's so many, like, our boys are dying out here. Our young girls are dying out here. And we sitting here playing patty cake with the NFL. Stop it. Stop it. All the way stop it. 5. Stop it for 6, sis. Go ahead. Move on to the next story because I'll be here for a whole hour.
Well, on to something a little different. So Rodney Reed, I'm sure you guys all heard and have been seeing on social media. There's been a lot of advocacy. He's an inmate in Texas County of Criminal in Texas courts, and he was sentenced to death for a 1996 rape and murder of Stacy Fittis. So he was supposed to be executed, and the Texas Court of Appeals did a stay of execution encounter of new evidence that showed that he was not there. So stay tuned for more information on that. So it's, a plus size and a good news story for him. He gets to fight the fight a little bit more, and there's a lot of advocacy that are really fighting his cause and really showing that he is innocent. Dr. Phil is out there showing that,
Shout out to Dr. Phil.
He is innocent. So Kim Kardashian
And that's
is
my
showing
thing.
her face on this case. So we'll see. Stay tuned for more news on that piece.
No, but
to
that's
see.
my thing, and see, that's my thing. Why we heard more about Colin than this guy?
That's a fact.
Why am I getting more like I'm on ESPN or I'm on the top 10? I'm on I'm sitting there. I'm on every type of platform, but I didn't hear nothing about this thing, and I didn't hear nothing
Funny you
about
should
this,
say
right?
that because while I was doing my research, I went to CNN and they had like a little blurb about this, but everything else, and it wasn't even in like U.S. news. It was in like entertainment. It was just a real like 5-second clip.
Yeah.
And wasn't really giving the story. It was just saying, here's a clip of an interview they did with his mom and his brother and some protesters.
Yeah, because we're not paying attention to
exactly.
the things we need to pay attention to. We so busy on our phones, on Snapchat, on IG, on Facebook, and we trying to figure that out. But this man who was almost convicted of rape and murder in '96, is now, fighting for his life. But we're hearing about whether Colin showed up and he could work out. Of course he could work out. What you think, that he gained 100 pounds overnight? Like, come on. Only a Puerto Rican chick can do that after a really, really bad breakup. Like, sis, come on. Come on. Like, the boy's in shape. The boy's out there slinging his, like, come on. Like, Colin is in shape as a mother. I don't even need to interview him. Like, come on. Like, just sign on the dotted line, sir. Like, they out here playing games.
They did say that.
They're playing all the games.
Impressed with his work.
Yeah, they did say that, right? Someone said that they were really impressed with his work ethic. But of course you're gonna be impressed with your work ethic. You waited 3 years for this. If I waited 3 years for an interview, I'm gonna have the best bra. I'm gonna have the best faja. I'm gonna have the best socks. I'm gonna have the best pair of panties ever. Cause we gonna get this shit done and we gonna do it right. You know what I'm saying? After 3 years,
And I'm gonna have my bundles in.
and I'm gonna have my bundle, and my edges are gonna be laid. My edges are gonna be laid, like that hairnet, that aqua spray. But my thing is, like, he been waiting for that moment his whole life. But imagine this man who's been in jail since '96, and we ain't talking about him, sis. Stop it. That committee I'm not part of. Bendición, bitch. You my friend. You gotta come up here. I can't wait till you come up here.
Ooh, are you hot today?
Not today.
Well, the next story is a bit funny to me. So, former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg
Sorry, I know where you going.
was at a church service at Christian Culture Center in Brooklyn.
Wait,
he felt the need to apologize.
Wait, time out. Let me just take a deep breath in. You said that he was at CCC or Pennsylvania and Flatlines.
He was at church service at Christian Culture
What church
Center in
service
Brooklyn.
was he at? Because there's the 9 o'clock, the 11 o'clock.
Right here,
Yeah, I'm saying, like, you got the 9 o'clock service, you got the 11 o'clock, and then you got the 1 o'clock.
Girl, I don't know.
But he was there.
Let me go ahead and tell you the story. So he felt the need to apologize for stop and frisk. So he stated, and I quote, I'm going to read this to you verbatim.
Go ahead,
So, here we go. He goes,
Me no understand.
I now see that we could and should have acted sooner and faster to cut the stops. I wish we had, and I'm sorry that we didn't, but I can't change history. However, I want you to know I realized back then that I was wrong, and I'm sorry.
It only took 20 years to figure it out.
But you know what? It's crazy because if we as a community don't want to be persecuted for our mistakes and we want our mistakes eradicated, do we then shun people who made mistakes and fess up to it, or do we give them the polite, nod?
But wait, sis, I spy with my little eye. His apology comes after he already been taking steps to enter the Democratic presidential primaries. So it's real funny that you want to apologize now,
right,
when you're in the game, but you didn't want to apologize after it happened, sooner, before you decided to make this jump. And to that point, the current mayor, Bill de Blasio, said this is long overdue and the timing is transparent and cynical. With all due respect to my predecessor, we spent 6 years undoing the damage he created with this bankruptcy policy. We ended stop and frisk and drove down crime. Action speaks louder than words. So,
I mean,
I'm not buying it.
You're not buying it? You know what it is? I've been, on a personal level, like on a story time level, like I've been through like so much this year that I don't want to be remembered for my mistakes. And part of me sides with him because I have empathy and compassion. And then the other part of me is like, you know, you're a rich white you're a rich white man with money. And you know, is it that you're is our apology equal to votes, right? Or is your money not long enough to buy our votes? Right? Because
right. I think it's just really,
right?
it's funny. If you really were sorry, it shouldn't have taken now for you to say something. If you felt this and you've been feeling it for a while, why wait until you decide to throw your hat in the race to then show apology? Because you're trying, and then at the Christian church service in Brooklyn.
I don't understand Christian culture in Pennsylvania and Flatbush. We don't understand.
So to me, it seems like you're panhandling to the black community. That's what it is. You're panhandling to the black community by saying, "I'm sorry that this happened, and I can't change it." But
I'm from Brooklyn.
But the piece there too, like the piece there too is like that's the best place to buy voters, because the one thing that we're not going to talk about on this station is the black church. So my thing is like that's the best place to buy your votes is Christian Cultural Center. Like that's a great place to start, because the thing is that once you, and this is me seeing it, right? Because remember when Obama got those votes, you have to remember what his tactic was. Obama was in the church Hail Marying with you in the pulpit. Like he was there, right? So if you notice his campaign, he was at the biggest churches on Sunday. Not because he didn't want to be there, but because he's a black man that goes to churches, right? But my thing is like, now you got the white man who done bought the city. He could buy the city if he wants to. That's what people don't realize. Like Bloomberg got enough money to buy the city 37 times over and pay your mama's pension 37 times over in the DOE. Don't play with me, sis.
He don't even have to be a politician.
He don't even have to breathe tomorrow, and he's still making money. Right. Yeah, and so for me, it's like, are you apologizing to us, or are you then buying the black vote? Because the other piece too is like New York City is the thing that people don't understand about New York. New York is a trendsetter. When stuff happens in New York, it then happens in Cali, California, Chicago, Texas. Like we're the trendsetter. So once they start buying those votes and saying, "Oh, Bloomberg is the man, Bloomberg is the person," right? That starts to trickle into other black communities, and now he's in other black churches. But my thing is too, my thing is too, as a pastor, as a whatever, how much did you take in tithes to have him come in? Right. Like, did you take that 20,000 to have him speak?
Yeah, they did.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so
because
what I believe is going on is
you can speak in the mic, yeah.
Yeah, what I believe is going on.
So we have Frida Kruger, Frida Kruger, and we also have Phoenix joining us in Nuster. We got our boys in the back. Apex Music is in the building. Heavy on the earth. You got to be here for this, right? And so, Frida, you wanted to chime in on something?
So,
Yeah.
all right, boom. When it comes to politics, I believe that you have to make sure that you have a clean background, right? So what I believe he's doing right now, he knows the intensity of the race he's about to get into. So it's very obvious he's trying to clean up any loose ends that he might possibly have before he goes in full run. Because the last thing he would want is to be in the presidency and have some stupid ass shit like that stop him from going ahead and let's say becoming that president. So what I do believe is now he's using this to go ahead and, like you said, let's say buy the black vote, get everybody lit. Like, y'all already love me, y'all already fuck with me. Let me just go ahead and apologize for what y'all been waiting for me to apologize for, and now let me go and sell you a dream. Because I feel like that's what the next president's gonna do, is sell me a dream. Because every president's gonna do that anyways, you know what I mean? But the point is, to get Trump out of office, your dream has to look better than the dream that Trump has right now. So,
but any dream is better than the dream that Trump got right now.
I feel like, all right, now this is the thing though. Bloomberg is close to the heart, right? He's close to the heart of New York. Niggas is like, oh, Bloomberg is gang. So what better way than to apologize and be like, oh, let me get back into it.
Go into CCC on Pennsylvania and Flatbush.
Let me tell you.
And so we got Phoenix here. Yeah, come on in, City, after a while. So go ahead, Phoenix.
I'm just gonna chime in on what she said. To me, it's like I'm an artist, right? But I consider myself at this point a businesswoman, right? So at the end of the day, outside of white and black is green, right? At the end of the day, and green, whether they accept your skin color or not, green will get you in certain doors and certain spaces if it's long enough, right? Besides him getting a church vote, the reality of what I think it is too as well is like the intermingling of gentrification, right? So we got all these churches, right, that have been pivotal in our communities, faith-based religions in our communities for years, who are going to get bought out of their property pretty soon. Because they ain't going to be able to afford to pay that rent. So this is bigger than just me selling you a dream and apologizing for the past. This is me lamenting and cementing with you the idea that you're going to be taken care of in the middle of all of the bullshit that's happening. So I feel like he's telling them, yo, I'm going to hold you down. Gentrification, whatever happens, if you hold me down, you'll still be here when all of the dust settles. So no matter what changes around you, you can secure your bag and you can secure your church or whatever else you have. So I think it's bigger than just like the black vote. It's like, I want my church to be here 5 years from now. If everything around me, architects and everything is changing around me, how do I remain? So if I sleep with the enemy a little bit, for the greater good, because as a, you know what I'm saying, as a Christian, as faith based, it's like sometimes you gotta play the game to get
you gotta play
the
devil's
goal,
advocate.
right? So they may not even want him in their churches, to be honest with you, but they trying to kind of like have one toe in and one toe out. Like, well, if I represent him and I let him come in here and talk, when push comes to shove, he'll hold me down. But the reality is the enemy, and he's not holding anybody down. The only person he's gonna ever stand out for is himself.
But you know what? It's so funny that you say that, because you know what just came to my mind? It's like, if you have all this money, why are you running to be president anyway? You know what I mean? So my thing is, why not? But for me, right? My thing is that especially when it comes to money, you already have so much power, right? And I get that with the presidency comes power. It is,
It's power,
right?
it's not money.
But at the end of the day, it's like you have so much funneling, you have so much coming in, right? Why even bother? Why be on Flatbush in Pennsylvania? I mean, don't understand at 9 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean?
Because you know that you might have the possibility of being, let's say, 50% less controversial than Trump. And that's fine.
Right. Yeah.
So I have the opportunity to go ahead and expand my worth with having the platform of presidency. Now,
Because
Obama
he has so
doesn't
much
go
money,
ahead
he
and
has
do
nothing
all
else
this
left to
extra
do.
controversy shit because Obama actually had a fucking plan to fix the world, but nobody gave a fuck about that.
Nobody
so now
voted.
Obama's over here like, you know what? I almost killed myself because of y'all, so I'm gonna actually enjoy the rest of the youth that I have, and let me go enjoy my life with my family. So he's not in the mix right now. So you got niggas like Trump that's like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get the bag because the bag is open. So what does this nigga say? Oh, the bag is dead. Niggas is kicking Trump out. Y'all let Trump get the bag? There's no reason why I can't get the bag.
That's true.
I don't have no type of beef with nothing that's too extreme to the point that people wouldn't let me run for presidency.
Yeah, City wanted to ask something.
Yeah,
City, this is your time. I really want to hear what you have to say, right? Yes, go ahead, City. Yes, City. You could
I'm
pass
not
that.
really antsy. Nah, just I got my own opinion on this. Sorry. So for me, and I know a lot of people not gonna agree with me on this, you know.
Nah, this is for you.
I already don't agree, just
but this is the thing. If we don't, but this is the thing, and I love this, and I love that you said that. Sam, you could pass me that bottle. The thing is that if we don't talk about it, who's going to?
That's a fact.
If we don't take back our schools, who's going? If we don't have this conversation about this is your opinion, then how are we going to get to another level? Because us suppressing it with weed and liquor and music and exes and sex is not going to help the kids that are dying out there. So like this is the whole reason for the platform being created, that we get to spit that shit. So go ahead, City.
So for me, what I think, like personally, like Bloomberg is a businessman. You know, I grew up in the hood. Like I experienced stop and frisk personally. Like I've been outside, like gave my mans 50 cent, you know, and they ran down like, yo, like yo, who is this guy? Yo, but I also understand that like things that Bloomberg did, like stuff like breaking up the schools and stuff like that, it made New York City more profitable. It did. You know, you have to at a certain point you gotta move forward. You know, we had to move forward from what was happening before. The New York City that we had before, we had to move forward to something better. You know, and I think where we at right now, the U.S., America, it's a business. Facts. It's a business. What we're doing in the world, numbers is more important than anything in what we're doing right now. Yeah. You know, so somebody like Mayor Bloomberg that you know is not afraid to, you know, make people uncomfortable. Yeah. You know, not afraid to do what it takes to make the business grow, to get that bread. You know, cause he hustling just like we hustling.
And I ain't gonna hold
you know,
he's doing a better job.
Yo, if you was,
New York is falling apart.
if you had a chance to you was like, oh, there's a loophole. Like I could be in office one more time. Wouldn't you do that? Like you would. You know, he was the first one to exploit that loophole and be like, yo, I'm gonna be here.
If they
I'm in here for 12 years. What are you talking
If
about?
they said a plus size chick over the age of 35 that's single and has a morky and that lives in Brooklyn, New York can be president, sure enough, I would run just because, right? But my thing is that for me, I haven't achieved that financial status. So of course I want the, I want the pictures in the office with the whole faja holding up the girdle with the titties. And I want the pictures in front. I want the single pictures. Like, why can't somebody single be in office? Like, I want to be a single chick. Like, just
right. Well, the thing is, Obama opened the door, but Trump blew it open. Because Trump is a celebrity. So people are seeing, oh, well, if he could do it, and he don't know nothing about nothing, I could do it.
It's more than that, though. You know, because where we at right now, we starting to understand what it was before. You know, it always was like that. Popularity wins. If more people know you, more people vote for you. How many people go to the booth and don't know what they voting for? They just people be Googling stuff before they jump in the voting booth like, yo, who should I vote for? Who this? You know, like it's come on, if more people know you, you get more votes, period. You know, New York City got like how many people in here? It's like 8.5 million people here at least. We all know Mayor Bloomberg. You know, this is at least I'm seeing somebody who could get Trump out the White House. You know, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Who's really coming up right now? Who you like? Yo, people are gonna vote for them.
Me, I'm coming up.
You're not even on the ballot yet. I think it's too late.
No, but it even gets deeper.
But next time, though, I think you could.
No, it even gets deeper. Who has the money to battle Trump?
That's
what comes back to Frida's point. At the end of the day, he got enough bread to campaign and really crush Trump. A lot of these other politicians are great politicians, but they don't have the money. Like Trump digs in the crates. He's like a dirt seeker. Like he will pay somebody 10 stacks just to find your birth certificate from 20 years ago. It's like he's that type of person. He's petty. So the only person that could combat somebody that petty is somebody equally long bread, if not longer. Because every time you hit me with something, I got to be able to hit you back. And you got to have money to make those commercials. Yeah. All that funding, a lot of those people are getting like organizations, Democratic campaigns, and Republicans to fund them. Bloomberg can fund himself. He can get a PR and do all of it himself.
Well, the other piece too is like
they're gonna drag all them other candidates.
Yeah, but the other piece too is that there is and then we could go to the next story. But the other piece too is if you have a moment of your life, right? If you really have a moment of your life, and I'm really putting this out there, if you have a moment of your life, please tune in to. It's called Hacked, HACKED. It's on Netflix, and it talks about how the revolution itself, like it wasn't people that bought your vote, it was actually analytical companies that were able to get your information via Facebook and figure out like the what's next, right? And also take that information, and actually they were able to start wars with your information. They were able to start wars. In addition, the whole thing that happened in England, the way that people came in and came out, like it's really like a pivotal thing. Because the thing is that we're so busy in the doing, and we're not busy in the really becoming engaged, right? Because I'm not here to be on like some political tangent. That's not what it is. That's not who we are. But it's just really being educated enough so that you can. Because this is the thing. If there were enough of us to mobilize, like. All of New York would be blue, not red. And I know that because in my district in particular, my district coincides. I'm in one of the most affluent neighborhoods in Brooklyn. Now, I didn't even know, sis, right? Hold that girdle in that bra. But I'm in one of the most affluent neighborhoods. And my neighborhood also peaks into Staten Island, which also has money, which is also Trumpville. And I know this because when I drive there and I go do my workshops, all I see is Trump signs. And so long story short, the year that I went to vote, we had someone who was already 20, 30 years in the game, Republican, all out. So many Democrats came out that we actually were able to turn our red, right? Our red, this affluent neighborhood full of people with money. Their Maseratis in my neighborhood, their Range Rovers in my neighborhood, their cars that I want to jack just to put a down payment on my mortgage. Like, you know what I'm saying? But with all of that being said, all of that was available. We were able to turn our area blue because so many, the people that clean your houses came out to vote. Like, that's the piece. Because you got I'm in an area where there's, you know, the subway, and there's people that clean your houses on one end, and the people that live in the houses you clean. Like, clear as day. And I'm not here to, like, you know, knock anyone or talk about it, but I'm here to, like, that's what's happening in our neighborhoods. But if we don't mobilize, people are, and I'm not just, this is not a black or white issue, but people are just going to come take what's theirs because they got the money for it.
Right.
Makes sense? And that's the piece. Like, if and that's the other piece, going back to what you said, like, he had so much money, he was able to dig in the crates, right? And the thing is that people don't understand, campaigns are about, like, you got to pay the driver, you got to pay the person paying gas, the signs, the waving, you know, the people, when you go to a school, you paying 20, 30, 40, sometimes upwards 150,000 to just talk to that many people to be there. Makes sense? So, and great topic, because you brought him alive over here. You brought him alive.
Yes, I see. Woo!
Yeah, love it. So what's the next story?
This one is it's a little. So I'm just telling. I'm gonna see how the room feel about this.
The room is here.
I know. So this man here in Massachusetts, Maryland, a Maryland father learned a very serious lesson after he was arrested to his young son bringing cocaine to school. So the little boy bought a bag of cocaine to his elementary school teacher, and he said, you know, this is my show and tell because it makes me feel like a Spider-Man. Teacher realized it was drugs, called the police. Police went to the house, and Benny Garcia from Massachusetts was arrested following the discovery of, like, it was 38 bags of cocaine and 40 bags of heroin. He was asleep. So, it's just, and on the bags itself, it was a Spider-Man, which is why his son picked it up, because that's his favorite character.
So what I heard you say, let me put my coach hat on. What I heard you say is the young boy took heroin to school, and then when he ingested it, told everybody that he felt like Spider-Man after he took it.
No, he didn't take it. He said he took the bag from home because it made him feel like Spider-Man, because Spider was cocaine. Spider-Man was stamped on the bag.
You know, part of me...
So they did take the kids, you know, to the hospital to make sure, because the bag wasn't opened or anything like that. They took him, got him testing just to make sure that he hadn't ingested anything. And, you know, he's in... they didn't say whose custody he's in. They just said they took him to the hospital to get checked out.
He's in the custody of the state.
Yeah.
That's an ACS
So
case.
for all my it is an ACS case all the way, and I've dealt with that. So all my drug dealing parents out there, we love you. We know the hustle is real.
Right.
Like, I'm clear. Like, if you out there selling coke, you out there selling. I get it. You know why? Because the struggle is only real if you make it, and I get it. There's some people that know how to make $250 a day with their eyes closed. There's some people that only feel like they're in scarcity and they can only make $250 a month. I'm clear, right? Keep the drugs away from your kids. Because that's what's getting y'all knocked out here. Because it has nothing to do with access. It has nothing to do with schools and nothing like that. There are some people, and this... y'all ready for story time?
Story time.
So, exactly. So, Queens, particularly Corona and Jackson Heights, have the highest rate of sex trafficking. Wherein...
I see it.
Wherein... You ready for this?
They be on the track.
But you ready for this? Wherein the parents are teaching the young girls already how to have oral so that they can sell them. And I'm talking about kindergarten. I'm talking about... Listen, I'm in the school system, and this is the piece. I know what I know because I know people that are either doing it or have done it. So what I'm telling you folks is watch your kids, because it be the mother on the PTA that's president that's really out there selling her kids. And the thing is that we don't know. It's just like Dave Chappelle, like when they went to the moon. We don't know what we don't know, what we don't know. Like, we have no idea what's happening out there. And half the time, we're so busy taking care of our kids and really, like, feeding all this stuff to our kids. When it be the PTA president, the superintendent of this, that really is out there, like, putting our kids in these situations. Yeah, and that's the piece. That's the piece. And I'm not. Look, the story sounded funny, right? When he said he was Superman, right? But at the same time, like a young kid could have died, and then what? The parents are sad. They're asking for the GoFundMe and whatever the case may be. But at the same time, it's like, yo, lock your stuff up. I remember. Listen, I've come from the days where you got a safe.
Right.
You really got a safe. Like, that's it.
Safes?
What happened to safes? Like, just lock it up. Because this is the thing. The thing with the drug world is that we will never get away. People want what they can't have, and I'm one of them. If I can't have something, I want it 37 times more. And I'm going to do whatever it takes. When you tell me I can't have something, when you tell me no, I want it 100 times more. When there's a man out there who's like, nah, boo, but I'm married. Watch me. Like, I don't know what it is, but a lot of people, their vices, you laughing at me because it's true. But something that doesn't belong to them, you want to go after it hard. It's the same thing. You see it all the time. Married men want these single chicks out there, but they want what they can't have. Not that they can have it, but they'll go out there and they'll do
something
it.
Bitch,
what you want? Let me do this for you. Let me buy you chips. Let me take you on a shopping spree at the dollar store. Let me buy you a car. I got some Doritos, right? Let me put, right? You'll do whatever it takes. And for me, it's like our kids are our future, right? At the very least, protect the people that you brought into this world. Because as someone like me, and story time, can I be honest? Y'all ready for story time? As someone like me who's not really able to have kids right now, that's the barrier for me. I'm really not able to have kids. I've been trying for 4 or 5 years to have kids. My thing is like, protect your kids, because either someone's going to come and take them or someone's going to protect them for you. That's my piece.
But this is my whole thing when it comes to children. I don't believe that it has anything to do with the parent being a drug dealer. I don't believe that it has anything to do... Because I'm a firm believer that your parent can be the absolute worst person in the world and still be a good parent.
Yeah.
Now, why do I believe this? Because I know that we're human beings and there's no manual on correction on how to raise a person. But I do believe the difference between a child that is raised in success and a child that's raised in negligence is attention. Because if you go ahead and you say, you know what, I care about protecting my child from whatever the hell is going out there, then the main person you got to protect them from is you. If you know that you got drugs in the crib, you got coke laying around, so you're not going to think, you know what, I got to, how old? 9? 9, 8, 9?
5.
5 years old.
That's what I'm saying.
5 years old.
You gonna let me take my shoe off?
5-year-old, 5-year-old kids, you got to be watching them freaking 27-8. Because those kids be up more than you. Yeah. So I'm the oldest of 9. So that's why I speak. I'm the oldest of 9. And I had a long enough gap that I'm like, was made, I believe, firmly to be a babysitter. Because they're like 11 years apart from the next one. And then after that, they're all boom, 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 right after each other. So it's like, okay, whatever. Like, it's a lot of kids. Regardless, it's just saying, like, I have to have a lot of attention. Yeah. And I know especially boys or girls, boys more importantly than girls, be running around putting their hands in everything. Girls more importantly try to like create shit. You know, let me get Vaseline, let me get makeup, let me do some shit. But boys be wanting to touch anything and everything. So why not put it in a protected place? But I mean, I guess that is the type of parent.
I mean, I think it's just, it goes back, I agree with you, it goes back to attention. I remember growing up, my mom knew everything that happened in the neighborhood. Everything. And she worked 2 jobs, so she knew everything. If I stepped outside the door wrong, someone was calling my mom and saying so. I got home, I got business. So it's attention. We're not paying attention to the kids in our community. We're not supporting each other when it comes to the kids in the community. We're not being a community because we're all about self and what can this give me as opposed to what is this bringing the community. It's no, you got to give me something for me to be able to help you out with your situation.
Yeah, that's something for that.
And that's not how it used to be back in the day.
But
so Phoenix, we wanted to segue, right? Angie, that was awesome. Can we give us some horns for that? Can we give it a shot? I think we have it. There we go, Angie. I got you. I paid for the sound effects. Right? And so Phoenix, I want you to share with us your community event that's coming up, right? So share with us your community event. I think it's really important that we know what's happening, why it's happening, when it's happening.
Okay. So, I just want to say shout out to Miss Frida Kruger and Find Your ID NYC, because they are partners in this venture with me. So last year I did a coat drive. I'm an artist amongst many other things, but I'm trying to kind of brand philanthropic endeavors with my brand as an artist because I think it's important to give back. And I come from very humble beginnings, so I know what it's like to not have shit. And because of that, no matter where life takes me or where God takes me in my career, I'm always going to find a way to give back to people who may be in that position or have been in that position. So last year I did a cold drive. Shout out to Mr. Bradley at the community center. He looked out for me last year. And this year, Frida and Fanya ID are helping me do a purse drive. And I think a lot of people are misinterpret what purse drives mean. So I just want to be very clear. Purses with purpose. The point of this is not to give women a bag, a new purse. It is to fill it with feminine hygiene products. And I think part of us being judgmental in the world that we are, because sometimes we judge people and we don't even realize we're judging them, is that we believe that people who are in need don't deserve nice things. Because they're struggling. So like, you don't deserve a bag. Like you're homeless. Like you don't need that. And it's like, filling it with things that make us feel special, that make us feel like women, that make us feel beautiful, from something simple as a lip gloss to a body splash. And it ain't got to be super expensive. It's really about the thought and the intention behind the energy of what you're doing. So we're asking people to donate purses and or feminine hygiene products. That could be from Kotex to lip gloss. If you're feeling fancy and you want to get them a little cheap eye shot, whatever you want to do, whatever you feel like is your labor of love, we're asking you to extend yourself. I will say this point though, socks are the least donated and the most needed. Yep. So although we're calling this purses with purpose, we would like for you guys to donate socks as well. It's a cold winter. We ain't even dead into it yet and it's already cold. As well as other toiletries and feminine hygiene products. And we're going to stuff these bags and present it to these ladies and to women in need. Shout out to the Hey There Beautiful organization.
Ooh, that's
me! So Phoenix, so just tell us where this is happening and when this is happening again.
Okay, so it is going to be at the Vinyl next Wednesday, which is the day before Thanksgiving. It's from 6 to 12, so if you're cutting up greens and candy yams and all that, after you prep your food, you will still have time to make it, even if you come for a little while. If you come early and you leave, we appreciate your presence, period. It's 6 to 12. It's going to start with the open mic. That is non-gender biased, fellas, so although it is an all-ladies lineup, the open mic is open to everybody. So pull up. Whoever gets there first is first come, first serve. It's going to be probably like an hour, 15 minutes, hour, 20 minutes. So we should be able to get, if we move at a timely schedule, at least 10 to 12 people should be able to rock for the open mic at 5 minutes apiece. So come out with your music and stuff like that. We're definitely going to show you love. I want my fellas to come out because my lineup is all ladies. So I wanted to get as many fellas up on that open mic as possible because we want to show you love too. And then it's going to go into an amazing lineup. Shout out to Durga Valley.
Durga.
Shout out to Amante. Shout out to Vanna. Shout out to Keita. Shout out to Leona J. I said Frida. We got a dope lineup of ladies. Am I forgetting somebody? I don't want to forget nobody. Mercedes, the big Frequency. Body. And Frequency. We love you ladies.
Everybody loves Jet.
Yes, and Everybody Loves Jet is a visual artist. We're going to have somebody painting in real time at the event. So it's going to be multi-sensory. There will not be a boring moment. I musically curate amazing shows, and I'm not bragging. I'm just saying because all of these artists are really dope. But I say that to say this is not one of those shows where you're going to want to take a cigarette break, go on your phone, and call somebody because you're bored. It will definitely not be that. Danny, shout out to Danny Threes and She's So Gorgeous BK. We have designers. We're doing a fashion show smack in the middle. Miss Frida is on top of that. Yeah, this is exciting.
Oh man, I wish I was there.
One of the things that I am completely in awe about is the fact that like the universe really just comes through with the win, especially for Hey They're Beautiful. Like when I started the organization, 5 women in my apartment. If you don't know the story, I invited 50 people to my apartment. 5 people showed up. 3 people ended up on the board, and now I'm here, right? And I've been like, it's so humbling to be able to cut a check for somebody. It's so humbling to be able to say, come on board. It's so humbling to be like, so we ain't got no work for you right now, right? But at the same time, also feeding the needs of the community, right? And so shout out to Phoenix. Again, the Vinyl, 6 to 12. It's an open mic. First come, first serve. The Vinyl's in Brooklyn, correct?
No, it is
And
on 13th and 3rd Avenue.
13 in the cities, right? So
Yes.
13th and 3rd Avenue. The request is for purses filled. And you know what? Let's not even say feminine hygiene products. How about you fill it with love? How about you fill it with the intention of supporting someone else's heart? Because I've not only been in the shelters, I've also worked in the shelters for a long time. And when you fill these boxes and these things with love, you have no idea what she went through that day that's going to support her when she opens that up. I've been there with mothers in breakthrough, right, where they're getting to the other side and break down, where somebody done beat them up and come inside and they don't know what's happening, but they know that they lost everything. But we get to support them with the what's next. And the best time to do it is during the holidays. And so we are really excited to be able to share these purses with love. We're going to be sharing them. We're going to be sharing them. Hey, they're beautiful. We're going to be sharing them December 16th.
Yes.
At our initiative, right? We also have our feed, which we're going to talk about when we come back. So we're going to take a quick break, right? And when we come back, we're going to have Nusrat. We're going to have Nussie here with I Am Perspective. And she's going to talk to you about who she is and what she's doing. And she's going to talk to you about that talk, right? Because we get to really get into it. Angie, thank you for an awesome current event segment. That was poppin'.
No
And
problem.
we'll be back with Crown Confidential. And we're going to be back with Nussie, who's going to share I Am Perspective and so much more about herself. So stay tuned. Thank you, guys.
Late night, you already know how I'm feeling. No, I shouldn't drink and drive, rather go swimming. Know when we clash, water gon' splash. Know your ex mad, too bad, better wishing. I'm just trying to shock your nerves, show 'em something different. Hitting up your line, better pick up in an instant. No hesitation, you know where my place is. Cancel all plans, man, it's time to end the business. Twisting up your legs like a pretzel, girl, like they doing Auntie Anne's. Trust I beat the kitty up to the beat, babe. You would think I let it band. I got what you need, you got what I want. Got no time to front, let me dig deep. Trust I won't waste your time when I hit your line. Wake you up just to put you back to sleep. It's nothing. What's up?
When I hit your line, it's going down. When I hit your line, it's going. When I hit your line, it's going down. When I hit your line,
It's an emergency, baby. I need you come right now. When I'm hitting the spots, I bet you come right now. When your friends they be tripping because you always be ditching their plans. Coming to chill with the man, hoping they understand. Whoa, it ain't me, it ain't you, baby. Gotta take two. You can invite your friends too. Hey, chill, I'm just playing. But if you're down for the vibes, then I'm saying I ain't playing. When I hit your line, baby girl, it's going down. It's a fight night, might bite your ear in a round like Tyson. Spend the night then till the morning. Call a sick day for some foreplay. I'm going in. I ain't got no chill on my button. I'm trying to do something, don't care if it's 3, 4, 5, 6 something. AM to PM, the weekday, the weekend. I'm hitting your line for some late night creeping. Digging your spine, no time for the speaking. We gon' get straight to the biz. Don't play with the kid. Better pick up first ring when you see who it is. Girl, you know what it is. It's going down.
Hello?
Yo, what's up, baby? What you doing?
Nothing. What's up, baby?
Ain't shit, chilling right now. I'm trying to see you right now, though.
Alright, no problem, babe.
when I hit your line, it's going down. When I hit your line, it's going. When I hit your line, it's going down. When I hit your line, it's when I hit your line, consoling your mind. You know I know what to do. You say your friends just left the crib, and I creep up upstairs, and you know what we do, baby. Yeah. When I hit your line, it's going, baby. It's going down, down. It's going. When I hit your line, it's baby. When I hit your line, it's going down. When I hit your line, baby. When I hit your line, baby. Down, down, down. When I hit your line, baby. Going down, down, oh down.
You ain't out here making your own independent moves and guiding your youth in the same direction. There's a whole full. Yeah. The working man is the sucker. I got the raw for the sniffers, the gas for the puffers, the baggies for the pushers, the routes for the smugglers. Levee day fast fast, might not wait to see another. Let's get it. The working man is the sucker. I got the raw for the sniffers, the gas for the puffers, the baggies for the pushers, the routes for the smugglers. Levee day fast, might not wait to see another. Let's get addicted to the lavish, stuff the baggies for bragging rights. Mix the boy with the girl, hit the face with hermaphrodite. The next king, I smoke the best strains with chest pain. The leg spring, separate your organs from the membrane. East New York in my veins, soon as you aim, I bang back. Enough club to put Vic and Jow on the same track. Probably could've made tax and choice shoot the one on. Certified in the slums, ain't a strip I couldn't pump on. Seen niggas get done on, world stars, now it's your turn. Keep to your chest, get niggas much more than heartburn. I'ma watch y'all earn, then I'm sending the goons later. I walk around with dead niggas' jewels, I'm a tomb raider. Removed haters, always kept the toolie for spoon face. Niggas that'll ride for the guard, they that'll ride for the.
Looking at you in your eyes, tonight is gonna be your night. But baby girl, I just can't wait to start to eat you off your plate. We'll be making love until the sun goes down. We'll be making love until the sun goes down. We'll be making love until the sun goes down. We'll be making love until the sun goes down. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So tell me what I got to do. I wanna be inside of you. Oh yeah. And I don't wanna waste no time, no time. Cause baby, I'ma make you mine. And we'll be making love until the sun goes down. We'll be making love until the sun goes down. We'll be making love until the sun goes down. We'll be making love until the sun goes down. Yeah. I wanna do it, just let me take control. I wanna do it, just take it nice and slow. Oh yeah, I wanna do it, just let me take control. I wanna do it, so everybody knows we'll be making love until the sun goes down. We'll be making love until the sun goes down. We'll be making love until the sun goes down. We'll be making love until the sun goes down. We'll be making love. 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 We'll be making
The nights that I spent with my mind's on you, think about all the things that I knew you do. Damn, cause you was different, but you had me fooled. Swear to God, dropped the ball when I trusted you. I mean, I was out here giving you my all, seemed to always violate, but it made me strong. Had me more, never never been done so wrong. Heart ripped out my chest, no, my shit ain't warm. Couldn't understand why you try to dim my light. Fought so hard, just trying to make shit right. Had me down on myself like Mo ain't tight. Mo is right, these bitches and these niggas be hype. Had to sit back and realize it wasn't my plight, wasn't my fight, it wasn't me causing a strike. But my flesh was so hooked on becoming your wife. Drowned down my inner man and told me this was life.
Boy, you a dub. I cannot fuck with no scrubs. I had enough. My pockets focused enough. These hundreds I thumbed through enough. I had enough. Shit. Boy, you a dub. Shit. I had enough. I had enough. Shit. Boy, you a dub. I thought that you were the one. I thought you were the one. Boy, you a dub. I cannot fuck with no scrubs. I had enough. My pockets focused enough. These hundreds I thumbed through enough. I had enough. Shit. Boy, you a dub. Shit. I had enough. I had enough. Shit. Boy, you a dub. I thought that you were the one.
It's getting deeper on that merry-go-round. My feelings was down, feeling like I'm really a clown. Mistaking this shit for love, I'ma really go drown. Taking your twos for one, give me mental breakdowns. Every time we interact, it's like you holding me back, but bigging me up to set me up and bring me right back. So confused, cause you say that we are really on track. You my biggest fan, but you send your homegirls a Mac. Hold up, wish we was friends from beginning to end. But the story fucked us over, how the fuck do we met? Scars so deep, they wounds, how the fuck do we bend? Pride so high like beans, we can't fucking content. Few good memories, when the fuck do we end? Heart so broke like thieves, there's no coming back in. Friends to enemies, thought my world was just end. Had too much in my cup, so I picked up my pen.
You were the one. Boy, you a dub. I cannot fuck with no scrubs. I had enough. My pockets focused enough. These hundreds I thumbed through enough. I had enough. Shit. I had enough. I had enough. Shit. Boy, you a dub. I thought that you were the one. I thought you were the one. Boy, you a dub. I cannot fuck with no scrubs. I had enough. My pockets focused enough. I had enough. Shit. Boy, you a dub. Shit. I had enough. I had enough. Shit. Boy, you a dub. I thought that you were the one.
You cheated when I really needed you. I was there for you when nobody else believed in you. Boy, we could have made it through, but you was too selfish to see that I was that girl for you. I bet you could see it all now. How would I?
Hey, Jay!
What up, though?
I'm biting that.
What up?
Welcome back to Crown Confidential. I'm super excited for our next guest. I just want to share that this has been a mentor of mine, someone who has supported me, someone who, you know, it's crazy because when, you know what's crazy? When strangers believe in you more than family. Right? And so this person, you know, next to me has been an avid supporter of HTV, has been a supporter of what we have to offer, and additionally has also brought us in their journey so that we can support them. And so I'm excited to introduce Nussie, the co-founder of I Am Perspective. Yes. Show off that shirt, sis. Yes.
I love that shirt. I've been staring
So,
at it.
right? So Nussie, tell us, who are you?
That's such a complicated question.
I know, right? That's the It's Complicated status for Facebook.
Yes. So, in a nutshell, I would consider myself an ABCD, which is an American-born confused Stacy. My parents came here from Bangladesh. A few people asked me this question a little while ago.
Yeah.
In the early 80s, but I was born and raised here, so I'm a child of immigrants. Navigating two different cultures, right? So, dealing with the cultural collision.
Yeah.
Figuring out where I belong, who I am. So when you ask, who are you? That's a very potent question. But in terms for tonight, I am the co-founder of I Am Perspective.
Go ahead, sis. You better get it.
Which was created in a response to actually me sharing my own story and my own perspectives growing up the way that I did. I just thought it was really interesting earlier that politics came up because I grew up in politics.
Yeah.
And so I was listening to everyone speak, because I understand that everyone has their own perspective of how politics works. And I obviously have my own perspective and my own opinions, but can you hear me? Okay. But yes.
Awesome. So, you know, one of the things that Nussie has is she has this platform, right? And it's called I Am Perspective. And it's, you know, for me, it's like, you ever play Clue or you ever play like these, and it's like this this way in which they get to navigate questions and get you thinking about the what's next. So talk to us. What is I Am Perspective? What is that?
So I Am Perspective is a social community movement. That's what we are, right? At the base of it, we create safe spaces for people to come together from all different backgrounds, race, gender, religion, sexuality, social class, and safe spaces to really have conversations, difficult conversations, outside of the computer screen. We talk a lot of shit when we're behind the computer screen, right? But when you're actually in front of someone, what are you actually able to say and what are you able to defend? So I Am Perspective, we don't have a specific, we're not pushing anything on anyone that's coming into our space. What we are creating are spaces for people to have honest, open dialogues. And so the way that we do that is we pose very simple questions. What is black? And that could be a question that can go on for 2-3 hours depending on who you're asking.
I mean, hello.
Right? So it's really sharing perspectives. It's not a space for debate. It's an opportunity to learn, right? Everyone's going to have different opinions. Even today, everyone had very different opinions in this group right now about Bloomberg running for president. So
God, it makes sense. So, so from what I'm hearing you saying, there's safe spaces. So these are a collective of people who decide to meet up and talk about your topic of the month. And you know what's crazy? Well, what's not crazy? What's very interesting is your latest topic. It was the I Am Marijuana Perspective. Right? And it was really like put out there. It was like a field. It was like, sis, you better come. Everybody's doing it, right? I did not get a chance to attend story time.
We'll have more.
Yeah, I'm so excited about that. I didn't get a chance to attend because I was in my bag. Like, I'm gonna be really honest, right? I'm not gonna be like, oh, I had car trouble. No, sis was in her bag trying to figure things out where you know who and you know what on the other end if you listening. So, right? Shot. Right? I can't even do it right. But I want you to really like talk to us about like, cause you have different perspectives and every month or every, you know, you even went to Amsterdam, right?
Yeah.
So like talk to us about like how do you create these topics, right?
How do we create these topics?
Yeah.
It's funny because every topic, there's so many different topics, and we start one, and then we're like, this has to become a series.
Yeah.
The marijuana specifically.
Yeah, talk to us about that, sis.
That one.
Yeah,
that's something. So that's something my partner and I have been wanting to do for a very long time. I did just come back from Amsterdam where, you know, you can go into a coffee shop and do whatever you gotta do, right?
Do whatever you gotta do. So explain to the listeners what that is for those of us that are not familiar with Amsterdam.
Okay, so in Amsterdam, marijuana is not technically legal, but it is decriminalized. So you can go into a coffee shop and you can just, you know, pick out whatever strain of weed that you want and smoke it right there, right? So
you're telling me like I could go into like a Dunkin' Donuts or a Starbucks and be like, yo, let me get that
they'll
right
tell you
there.
what kind of high each
What
strain
kind
is
of
gonna
high?
have.
Okay.
You can smell it, you can look at it.
You could touch it, you could taste it. Sounds like my ex. Where the horns?
Everyone can get a sample, right?
Nah, we don't want the horns from my ex.
And the crazy thing is, in Amsterdam, they've used it to combat heroin addiction. So in cities in Europe, they use it to, like, it's reduced rates by 90%, like that kind of level. And so, you know, it sucks that we have to go all the way to Amsterdam to do that.
Right.
Versus, like, not
Brooklyn.
having space.
Versus Brooklyn, right?
So we do have... we have a space that's allowing us to come in there monthly. We will be back there on December 5th where we can talk and talk, right? So what does the conversation look like when you're in a relaxed space? It's a safe space, free space. You don't have to partake to come. So any event that we have, you don't have to be of that background. You
So
don't
talk
have
to us
be.
about all the different perspectives you have had before. So you had the I am marijuana perspective.
Mhm.
You also had the what's coming up I am an immigrant perspective.
Yes.
So talk to us about all the different ones that you've had quickly.
We've had the black man's mental health perspective, the immigrant perspective, Hispanic, religious perspective, which is very popular. We've tackled different social issues, crime and punishment, freedom, civic, everything.
Makes sense. Makes sense. All right. So talk to me. You know, we've shared in the background like all of those saucy stories. So what's like the craziest story that you've had? Because I can only imagine like sometimes these events trigger people, right? They trigger people because you know you'll propose a question to them that they're not really prepared to answer, and people technically, you know, people want to answer in their own way, right? We always want to be right. We don't want to look stupid, all that great stuff, right? So talk to us about like one of the most, you know, sauciest stories that you have about a participant, and maybe how they came at you or what happened.
No one's ever come at me, but we did have the men's perspective event, and even as men, you're gonna have men of different backgrounds, right?
Yep.
Whether black, white, straight, gay, right? And so things got a little heated between. The question I think was actually asked is, what can people of color learn from the Pride movement? And so
that's a great question.
A gentleman, a white gentleman, decided to answer that question, right? And so when you're sharing your perspective, we create the space for you to speak openly. However, sometimes some of the things you say, people are going to feel a way about it, right? So he said what he had to say, and it's not like he had bad intentions. He just, you know, he was doing his white thing, right? And so
I'm gonna use that. That's in the dictionary, Angie. Write that down. He was doing his white thing.
And the way he said it, you know, people were triggered, and you could tell. I mean, I could tell from front of this, I gotta like handle this real quick. That was one of my first ones. I was like, all right, calm the situation down. But that was really actually an opportunity for him to learn, right? Because he knew, like, that was like, oh shit, I just said something wrong, and so he actually did not stop attending events. He continued to attend events anyway. And a few months later, he did send me a whole message, like, you know what, I didn't understand why people were mad then, but I do get it now. But, like, it was interesting. And
Yeah.
people come and say very interesting things on there, and I have to hold myself back.
You have to hold yourself back. I know how that is. Shoot, I facilitating these kids, boy. Like, I had 6th, 7th, and 8th graders today, and they check me at 6 and 7. Like, oh, you said you were gonna do X, and you didn't, and you did Y. Why? You know what I mean? So that's great. So tell us about your next perspective.
The immigrant perspective?
Yep, the immigrant perspective.
So the immigrant perspective is coming up this Wednesday. It's a special panel event. So we have people from different backgrounds, different points of their lives. Some of them are here on the DACA Act. You know, they're kids on the Dreamer. Some of them have been here for a very long time. We actually have a special performer, Pam Ray. She's going to be singing her song, Dear Dreamer. I'm excited because it gives an opportunity for the audience members to hear the experience of people, like, one-on-one. So what we're going to do is create empathy. But as in every event that we have, we do ask the audience questions as well. So everyone that comes to one of our events will have the opportunity to share their perspective.
So I love your shirt. I love the fact that it's different colors. I love the fact that it goes through all the spectrums. Why did you even start this? What was the reason?
Why did I start this?
Yeah. Tell us what pissed you off, because that's normally what happens. We start things because somebody pisses us off, or somebody tells us, "No, look, I got the horns for that," right? Somebody will tell you, "No, not on my level. This isn't for me."
Well, the
right?
biggest reason, honestly, is Trump, right? I've been avoiding getting into politics. My dad's a politician. Because I don't want to be held back by any sort of bureaucracy. And I don't want, you can't tell me what to say or not to say.
I see you, sis.
I don't, like, I'm not trying to be like Obama and, like, playing games. Like, if I'm in the office, we're going to do what we're going to do. And so I realize that right now, this current space that we're in, it's not ready for me yet. So while it's not ready for me yet, I have other work to do, and so I'm clear that there's other work that has to be done regardless.
Yeah.
I think what Trump getting into power has really done is bring racism to the forefront.
Yeah.
And it's not just white people, it's people of all different backgrounds, right? Like we just did the Caribbean perspective last month. You have people from the Caribbean, you have people from Africa, and you have people who consider themselves Black Americans.
Yeah.
You set them in the same room, they're gonna have different conversations to have, right?
Absolutely.
So it's not just a black and white thing, it's an everybody thing. I was actually just outside, coming here for the first time, meeting people, and they wanted to know where I'm from. And so they're asking me questions, and I'm like, I'd rather you ask me those questions if you don't know instead of assuming things. And they were definitely assuming some things, which is fine. I'm gonna teach you something about it afterwards. So.
Awesome. I love that. I love that. So my biggest question to you is like, why should people attend the event, right? Because, you know, we see all these different events on Eventbrite, and we like, oh my God, I'm so gonna go, and if it's free, I'm gonna sign up, and I'm not gonna show up if it's raining or snowing. It has to be like completely sunny, and then I'll be there. But then I don't know if I'm gonna go because I want to hang out with my people and do my thing, right? But I'm just gonna sign up anyway. But like, really, like, this is like your piece, right? Because a lot of times, you know, I've had events where it's free, 200 people sign up, 30 people show up, right? And so this is your place to let the public know like why they get to be in the building for an I Am Perspective workshop.
Come to an I Am Perspective workshop because you care about your community, right? There are different ways to become more active, and if it's not politics, what is it, right? So if you want to know about people of different backgrounds, if you have your own perspective to share, right, then come to these spaces so you can do that. Get away from your computer screens, come out and be with people in person. If you're looking for genuine human connection, then this is the space for you. We are looking to raise our higher consciousness on an overall level. And so if that's your mission, then you should be at these events, regardless of what the topic is.
So, Nussie, are you going to be running for any offices soon?
What is soon?
I mean,
the next 5 years.
Soon, yeah. I mean, let's say, for me, soon is the next 2 years, right? Because the thing is that there's always a need for us. There's always a need for women to run in politics. And the first thing is that, what's the first thing? I don't have any time. I don't have any money. I don't have any resources. I'm good. I'm clear. Like, I already got 57 kids. I already have a mortgage and a light bill. Like, why do I get to run for politics? And so, is that something that has come, you know, to the forefront for you?
Not in the next 2 years.
Not in the next 2 years. Okay.
The 40s.
So when is your next event? When is your next event?
My next event is this Wednesday, November 20th. We're doing the Immigrant Perspective panel. And then on December 5th, we're having our second recreational marijuana perspective. So the first one we were concentrating on the legalization, and this time we're going to be talking about the actual experience of smoking marijuana. And then
I'm sure that's a live training, folks.
And then at the end of the year, for our final thing, we're having our second annual multicultural holiday party on December 27th.
Your multicultural party, December 27th. Awesome. And where is that going to take place?
That will be in the city. We will
TBD.
TBD.
Love that. And so the I Am Immigrant Perspective, where is that taking place?
That is, I'll give you the actual.
So that's taking place, and that's like
in the city, Midtown,
and that's like a 6 to 9 jump off, right? Awesome.
Yes.
And that's the thing that I love about I Am Perspective is the fact that you're able to gain so many perspectives by just being in the building. Like, that's the important part, that we are having a conversation open and organic about that. So I love that. So you have the information to share for us?
So on Wednesday, we're going to be at 265 West 37th Street. Room 206.
I like that. Those are classy addresses, right? Because it's not like it's not like Brooklyn where it's like 455 Water Street and you just show up to a building and pray you know how to get in. It's like, no, we're on the west side, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, you've made it. And then when
glass doors.
Right? Yeah, glass doors. And I love it when there's like a security in the front and there's like, right? It's really great. We loved having you. I really want to thank you because I think that one of the things that we get away from as far as not just politics is concerned, but just overall life is that, you know, we are the revolution. And if we leave it up to anyone else, then they become the revolution. Makes sense? And so I want to really thank you for being here and thank you for sharing that, right? I think it's really important. Yeah, of course. And then Phoenix, if you could share with us when your event is going to be, so we want to know where it's going to be, when it's going to be, and what we need to do.
Yes. Again, we are the curators, being Frida, but we are also the hosts, so you will see our beautiful faces when you walk in. It is from doors open at 6 p.m. The open mic will start around like 7:45, 8 o'clock, because I want everybody to get a chance to rock, especially if a lot of folks come early. So 6 p.m. doors open. By 7:45, 8 o'clock, that open mic is going to start. We're going to rock out, and then the show's going to get started. We're going to go right into the show. We'll go right into everything's going to go right into one another. So you don't want to miss it. Please bring purses, toiletry, feminine hygiene products, love, whatever makes you feel good. How about contributing to things that actually make you feel good as a person and sharing that experience with somebody else? Please come through. Open mic, open to everyone. We have an amazing lineup of women. I have a Facebook event page on my music page on Facebook, which is Phoenix Wax. Everything is Phoenix Wax except for my Instagram. Phoenix Wax, PhoenixRocks, Phoenix Wax, one word, on Facebook and everything else except for Instagram. My Instagram is Yes That's Phoenix. YESTHATSPHOENIXXX. Pull up, Frida. Let them know too. Let the people know where they can find you. Just in case you don't find me, you might find her.
On the gang, the Real Deal NC. I will be debuting my line as well. Sliced by Frida Kruger at Instagram. So you know the vibes. Pull up November 27th. Let's show some love.
Nussie, how can we find you on social?
You can get us on Instagram. It's at i.mperspective. And we also have our Facebook page, I Am Perspective. And that's our website as well.
Love it. And I just want to share with you guys, really awesome. So, hey there, beautiful. We have our signature community dinner, which is going to be held Monday, November 25th. And we're holding it from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And what we do, we eat together, we break bread together, we tell jokes together, and we really come together. So what we're looking for are donations of hot food. I'm not talking about, don't bring me no crackers and salami, although I appreciate it. I'm talking about wings. I'm talking about ham. I'm talking about turkey. I'm talking about
potatoes.
I'm talking
green
about
beans.
What is it? Green beans. I can't
Green beans.
tomatoes.
I don't know the rest.
Green beans, tomatoes, potatoes, all that stuff. So we're looking for
Turkey.
hot food to be donated. And what we do is you pull up and we have a great, an amazing dinner with our community. I have my ladies that I work with at the Canvas Shelter who are close. And so we like to engage in a dinner wherein we feed the entire community. There are a lot of shelters located in the areas that we serve. And so the request is that you come through and we share plates together. We share the vibes together. We're going to have the kids are going to be DJing and they're going to make it pop that night. And so the request is that you come through. If you're not able to come through on Monday, this is Monday, November 25th from 11:30 to 2:30. If you're not available, the request is that you leave your donations with us in a safe space in Bushwick. So we're taking donations Sunday, the 24th of November, and additionally, our feed is going to be the 25th. We're looking for volunteers. We're looking for water, cases of water, desserts. We're also looking for, again, hot food. Food. I'm talking about the type that your grandmama make that you've been waiting for all year. I'm talking about the caliente. I'm talking about the potato salad that your mother make that only mom knows how to make. I'm talking about those rice and beans.
Them deviled eggs.
Sis, you know me. Yeah, so the request is that if you are interested, please hit us up and let us know. Info @heytherebeautiful.org. If you have a donation, we will gladly accept it, especially that Sunday. We're accepting donations from Sunday to Monday, and then we're going to have a really awesome and amazing event. So we have all these events going on, and the request is that you show up. You want to mobilize your neighborhood. You want something to change. You want something to shift. It's all about you. I'm so thankful to our guests, Phoenix and Frida and Nussie and Apex in the building.
Yes,
Angie, you're here at the end. Angie, I don't believe you're here at the end. It's so fun.
I know. Oh, and don't forget, We didn't give the location for the feed. It's at the Living Gallery.
Yes.
At 1094 Broadway in Brooklyn, New York.
Yes, so definitely pull up 1094 Broadway, Brooklyn, New York is our community dinner. We will be there from 11:30 to 2:30. The request is that if you do have hot food and you want to donate, you can donate the night before. Hit us up, info at heytherebeautiful.org, HEYTHERE. Beautiful. Y'all should know how to spell beautiful.org. It's really important that we mobilize, guys. It is the holidays, and there are a lot of people who are experiencing depression, anxiety, and loneliness, and we get to support them. Even if it's not a hot plate of food, it gets to be a purse. If it's not a purse, you're at I Am Perspective, sharing your perspective about life, and if it's not that, then you get to be in contribution. There's no reason for you not to show up. You have enough time. You guys know when Christmas is. You knew 364 days beforehand. There's no excuse to not give to your community. Don't make me find you. If you're listening out there, let's mobilize. Let's make something great. Shout out to Nussie for being here and sharing her perspective. Shout out to Frida. Shout out to Phoenix. Shout out to Durg over here in the building, right?
Shout out to Durg.
Yeah, shout out to Heck in the back over there. Shout out to Prophet. You know, I love you. I love it. I love it. I see you. And Jay back there on the ones and twos. I just want to thank everybody who really made this come together. Like, this is a labor of love. We're only going to get better and better. Thank you so much for tuning in. Angie from Tampa. Yes. I see you, sis, out there in your house coat making noises on the back end. I see you, sis. I'm part of that committee. So I love you. Right?
That's right.
And,
thank you, guys.
Remember,
thank you so much for an awesome show.
And my request is too, this show is about all the jokes and for informational purposes. If you take it personal, that's on you. That's not on me, right? This is for joke purposes. It's for fun purposes, right? I have to make that disclaimer, right? Because some people take it, right, to that. But I just want to, thank everyone who has been listening. This is a movement. This is something that we're starting with REMS Radio. And right now, it's for us, it's in its infancy stages. And what I will say is that this is going to grow to be a conglomerate. Like, watch us out here making money moves. Watch us out here and really get on the train now before it leaves you, right? Because your Metro card only expires if you allow it. So my thing is, get on this train now, get on this movement now, because there's a lot of great things happening. WEMS Radio, Prophet in the building, Miss D with you this evening, and that's Crown Confidential, y'all. Yes, and we'll see you next week. And we have an awesome lineup for you. We have some great freestyle artists. We have a lot of people who are going to be committed. So I want to thank everybody for being in the building for Crown Confidential. Have a good night, folks, and we'll see you next Monday, 8 to 10 o'clock. Thank you. Thank you. We love you. Good night.
You ain't know they want my soul, nigga. Yeah, grab my bags up, hop and roll, nigga. Just left the county